Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another World Cup edition of Top 4 Podcast. I'm your host. I'm a very disappointed England fan, and I'm joined by Robinho. What are you telling me?
World Cup. Listen, I have been singing that song every day. Something mad happens, and it seems to be daily. So, this week has been hilarious. It's been a great game of. Literally, it's been a great game of football. I can't lie, I've been entertained.
Hey, it's the World Cup, man. The World Cup has not disappointed, man. The World Cup is not disappointed. I'm also joined by AD, Liverpool fan. What are you telling me, bro?
I think he's muted. Steve.
Oh, we can't hear you, bro. I knew it was a banger. It was a banger, bro, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, but he was muted. We can't hear you.
He's not muted, bro. I think your sound's gone. Yeah, he's gonna have to come.
Yeah, he's gonna have to come back.
Why
Bring him back. Round two.
When he comes back, I'll give him the intro again, like it's fresh, like it's brand new. like it never happened. Let me run to the comments. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Big up Footy Agenda. Says salute. I ain't seen Footy Agendas in a bit, bro. Love your comments, man. Keep them coming. Big up Mirad. He says back again with the lads from the greatest football podcast to air on a Monday night. Hey,
we love to see.
Shout out C1. He says Messi is him. Hey, it's getting hard to deny this guy, man. It's getting hard to deny him. Even the haters are becoming fans.
Listen. Messi, you had me scared, but we'll get to you. We will get to you, but you had me scared.
Messi never had me scared. The bums he was with had me scared. Yeah, Messi never had me scared. But I feel you. Shout out Assad. For some reason, Assad wants to talk about club football. Assad, I don't care, man. I've had enough. He said we've drawn Manchester City away in the third round of the FA Cup, just like in the League Cup. We are cursed this year. The one resemblance of a cup run we could have had this year has been stripped away from us because we're going to face City away. It's disgraceful. He said, last week, you man called me miserable for not watching this meaty World Cup. We've had 6 0-0 draws. I can't lie. This competition is growing on me. It's getting juicy now. If you want to look at football that way, then you can look at it that way. But today alone, there was 2 elite games of football. Today alone. Mm-hmm. So if that's not enough to draw you in, maybe the last game where teams are on the line, literally fighting for their country just to stay in it, tooth and nail, maybe this week is the week that Assad finally realizes the World Cup is where football's at. Don't give me this garbage Premier League that we watch every single week, flipping Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest and that. You can watch that, but you can't watch the World Cup.
I think we drew.
But yeah, who'd you bring?
Everton.
Everton. Oh, that's not home or away.
Listen. If there's one thing about FA Cups and Manchester United, we don't get it's always Premier League for the first 2 games. Yeah. Then we get someone that's Championship level. It's never like a League 1 or League 2. Where's my Swindon? I'm looking for my Swindon Town. When's the last time I've been to Swindon Town?
You know what? You can play the kids. You can play the kids.
Yeah.
They're not allowing it. Anyway, obviously, I'm not only joined by Robin, I'm also joined by AD, a Liverpool fan. We're going to try this again. What's good, Adrian? Your microphone's not working, bro.
Whatever your microphone is, you need to go into them settings. You need to go into them settings.
Your microphone is bugging, bro.
You're clear. Bro,
the microphone isn't. Assassin AD just is smelly, bro. Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on over there. And the thing is, it's always Adrian. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with his device, his laptop, his phone. I don't know what it is, but he's having a stinker. Shout out to Mirad. He says, where do we begin with your POV? It's been a week since we last spoke, boys. Summarize your thoughts about the World Cup so far in one word. I don't want one word, but I do want to get what you're feeling, Robin. Go ahead, man. Let us know.
Copa del Mundo. La Coupe du Monde. What can I say? Oh, man. Listen, every 4 years, there's always something great. I think this is the most entertaining World Cup I've ever seen. Honestly. I was saying that this week to all my colleagues that the gap between the top teams and the lower ones, much smaller than I've actually ever seen. Like, everyone's giving each other a game. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not too good at like comparing one World Cup to the other because I'll be real. I don't remember the group stages of a lot of World Cups. Like I remember the knockouts. I remember.
And that's the point.
Like I don't. Yeah, but like I feel like in 4 years I might not remember the stuff. Not to say that it was bad. I just don't remember what happened in the group. Like if you ask me what happened in the group stage of 2018.
I don't remember.
No, man. I can tell you what happened in like England's group because I'm a bit connected to that. But other than that, I forget. I need to go back and rewatch it to remember. But regardless, this week of football has been insane. It's literally every day there's a great game of football. 4 games a day. I cannot complain personally. I cannot complain. And the fact that, like what you're saying, I definitely agree. The quality, the level of quality between the so-called big teams and the teams that are beneath them, it's not that high. It's not that high. Footy Agenda says South Korea.
I won't forget that.
That was amazing because Germany lost their opening game. Who did they lose to?
Yeah, they lost to Mexico.
They lost to Mexico, and then they lost to South Korea on the 3rd game. We've already had the Saudi Arabia against Argentina. We've had some upsets already. We had the Germany versus Japan. So there are moments that mirror that. So I'm not ready yet to say one is better than the other World Cup, blah blah blah. But yeah,
I'm talking about entertainment. I've been entertained.
Hey, big up Assad though. He says Morocco and Saudi make me happy this week. Facts. Mm-hmm. Like that Morocco win was in the fields, man. For me, the Japan win was huge. Like I loved the Japan win, and partially because I kind of felt like Germany were frauds. And I was happy to be proven right. But we're going to get into all of that later.
We'll get into that.
I'm preempting what we're doing later. So let me just chill. Assad says, I'm going to miss the 10 a.m. kickoffs. The Prem need to move the 12:30 to 10 a.m. I don't think that's necessary. I don't know if that's necessary.
No, that's a bit too early.
I don't know if that's necessary.
10 a.m. for the World Cup. I get it. It's the World Cup.
10 a.m. for the World Cup. Sensational. I'm all for that, especially on the weekend. Oh, Saturday and Sunday, waking up to that was perfect. Mirad says, are the results panning out as we expected, considering the timing of the World Cup, the location, and the heat?
Listen, I saw a stat today, and the stat stated that as of game week 3, so as of tomorrow, there are 30 out of 32 teams that can still qualify for the group stage. So, yeah. So there's only two teams are out, I believe. Yeah, Canada and Qatar. So, yeah, 30 out of 32. So anyone can still qualify. Normally, by this time, we'll have people that are in the group stage straight away. So, yeah.
That's actually mad, you know. I didn't realize how poised it is. Like, there's still so many teams that can go through and not go out. Even, like, Wales are still in it. Like, they still have an opportunity to go through. It's a bit wild. Lola says, South Korea versus Ghana today was a peach. Kudus is a baller. Whoever crossing the ball for Korea has skills. I didn't get to see that game. I was at work today, so I missed the best, arguably the best day of the World Cup.
I was watching that game live. We can talk about it now. So, I can't remember the scorers, but obviously, Cameroon can go 1-0 up. It's all peach. Everyone's in the fields. I was like, an Africa team's winning.
Yes.
And then, South Korea literally just turned up, sent it 3-1. And I think that's when I thought, okay, service is kind of resuming here. We expected South Korea to get a win over Cameroon. And then literally, I think it was the 60th minute. It was literally 2 goals in like 2 minutes. And it was like 3-3. And at that point, it was just literally end-to-end stuff. Everyone was fighting for that winner. Unfortunately, it came out as a draw in the end. But I also felt at the same time, isn't Onana from the Cameroon team?
Yes, yeah. So I heard this story. Lola said wrong team. I think she was talking about Ghana, and she started talking about Cameroon. I don't know how that happened.
Cameroon.
I don't know how that happened, but there's been a bit of a mix up there. So what was your question about Onana?
Yeah. So obviously he's been kicked out of his team because the coach doesn't want to, quote unquote, play modern football. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't really understand what happened here. I saw Fabrizio post this. Apparently, he wants to play short because he's good with his feet, and the coach has said to him to kick the ball long. I didn't really this. Seems crazy to me. I almost don't want to believe it's true because Cameroon, they had a decent game today. They scored 3 goals. I don't really want to like focus on the negativity, but it just seems like a howler. Like, why do African countries always have howlers? Like, what's going on? What's going on? So yeah, the way we're gonna do this.
Yeah, Serbia. My bad. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking. I had bear.
Okay,
it was literally. I was thinking about all the African teams. That's what I was thinking.
Let me ease your confusion and explain how we're going to break this down. So basically, we're going to go through the group. We're going to go through group by group, but we're going to work our way back from the games that were played today. So starting with Group G, which is Serbia versus Cameroon at 10, and then obviously that was followed up by Brazil versus Switzerland at 4. Serbia versus Cameroon was the 3-3. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
As you're probably ahead of me.
Portugal are currently playing against Uruguay. This is in Group H, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And of course, the Don, Robin, your man, your legend, your hero, CR7.
He scored. I'm probably behind of you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that.
It's all right. Obviously, I've got the streams tapes, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Footy Agenda says go now, though. Inevitable. Let's get it. Oh, right. David just appeared. Go now, though. Inevitable.
Is that offside?
No, he's been played. It looks like he's been played on. Yeah. It looks inches close.
Fed by Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, man. Bruno to Ronaldo, man. It's there.
But the thing is, though, he seems that he's off to I can't remember what it was. One of the Saudi Arabia teams.
I don't believe it, Robin.
Yeah, that's what the news is saying.
I'll believe it when he signs. Signs.
But also, you see, like Messi's going into Miami as well. I was like, right.
Yeah,
the man are actually even Europe. So
this is what it is. I believe it when they sign. Like the rumors will rumor forever. SW6 says Ronaldo. Where's my guy AD? We warned him he's on a mission. I think AD's on the way, sorting out some technical difficulties. It says big up top 4.
That's just a classic header. But I couldn't care less about Uruguay, so I'm happy that Portugal winning.
Yeah, well, okay. Let me just focus on the other game in this group before we move to the other one. We saw South Korea versus Ghana today in an excellent game, and obviously that's the same group as this here, so it leaves an incredible tie. If Portugal win this, they go 6 points clear and they're through, which leaves second place up for grabs, and that's obviously between Uruguay potentially. Or South Korea
and Ghana,
all three of those teams can still actually go through. So it's a mad one. But obviously, there's still a lot of time. On my TV here, I'm seeing 56th minute on the clock here. So there's still a lot of time for you.
I'm 30 seconds behind you then.
Okay, yeah. There's still a lot of time. Still a lot of time in the game for Uruguay to come back. Footy Agenda said, did Ronaldo get a touch on it? He looks like a Harry Kane claim one. Do you know what? The way he stuck his hand in the air, yeah? The way he stuck his hand in the air. Wait. It looked like he was claiming something, man. I hope he touched it. Shout out to her. He says, Sue! And big up. Generous Dave, who says, whoever ran on the pitch with the LGBT flag is pissed. I don't know who did that.
Right, I didn't even see that.
I didn't see that.
They didn't get that camera time. Ow.
Okay, but Robin, we've been distracted here. We need to get back. We need to focus. Ghana 3, South Korea 2. Did you see the game today? Let's talk about it.
Oh, did I see that game? Oh, fantastic scenes. Ghana go 2-0 up. I'm thinking, it's a great day for African football. African players, we love it.
Yeah.
And then I went to lunch. I came back and I see that it's 2-2. I'm thinking, what is happening here?
Bro, do you know what it is? I missed the second half. Because I was watching it during the first half because I was on my lunch break. I was like, yeah, this is good. Good game. Ghana 2-0. Seemed comfy. I said, yeah. I came out of the meeting as the game ended. I said, how on earth was it 3-2? How on earth did Ghana concede 2 goals? I need to understand this. How was it 2-2 at one point in this game? Lola says, "Hey, the second Korean header was mad. He dunked on the Ghanaian defense." Big up Murad. I don't even know what he's saying there. Me free Ghana. Big up them. Chale, they played with all my they played with my heart. Well, they're about man said Oscar, you've had a howler. If you want to talk to me about howlers, I've had the howlers today. The two best games I've missed, yeah? One game had 5 goals, the other game had 6 goals. I missed both of them. Like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. But yeah, and then I'm come on Top 4 podcast to talk about it. How crazy is that?
But yeah, no.
Okay, here's my question.
Us.
Robin, how do you feel about the Ghana side? Obviously, we saw Ghana. They lost their opening game to Portugal. That was an epic game as well. Another 3-2. Mm-hmm. In the dying moments, they could have actually equalized, but obviously, there was so much countering in that game. We actually need to discuss that game on a little bit, bro. Because what the hell was going on? What the hell was going on in that match? First of all, you've got the flipping Portugal just taking the lead and dominating. You've got Bruno Fernandes getting 2 assists, and then you've got Mohamed Kudus doing his job, bringing in a great assist for Andre Ayew, and then the coach taking him off. Like, what was that about? Why did he take off Kudus, who's clearly been Ghana's best player this tournament? And then you have, I think his name Bukari? Or I can't remember his name. But my man from Ghana that scored and did the Sue at 3-2 down.
Yeah, 3-2 down. I couldn't believe it. I was like, why are you suing? And what is it, the 87th minute? And you're 3-2 down. Insane. Uncle, get the ball. Insane. And get back to the sideline.
Insane. I can't believe what my man was on. Lola says Ghana have top attackers. Their defense and goalkeeper are crap. That's an interesting one. Big up AD in the building. That's an interesting one because they've now gone to the second game. Again, they've conceded a lot of goals. They conceded 5 goals in this tournament. So I don't disagree with what you're saying in terms of the defense and their goalkeeper, but they have the ability to score, which is always important in tournament football. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, man. This Ghana side, I think they can actually do something. I think they can get themselves to the quarterfinals. Can they go further than that? Let's see.
I think it's the last 16.
Last 16, yeah.
I'm very honest, but they have to get revenge though, as the way this game's going.
Oh. The most excellent tie, ladies and gentlemen, depending on what happens in this game, will determine how it goes. But at 3 p.m. on Friday, you're going to have to turn your TV to whatever channel is showing Ghana versus Uruguay, because that is one for the ages. It is the redemption for 2010. Luis Suarez will be on the pitch again. Asamoah Gyan will be in the stands probably. But yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
It is a poised. Obviously, I think Portugal will go through, and I think they will go through as group winners. I don't see anyone else challenging them. And yeah, the group has, other than first place, I think it's just done its job. I think it's be a fantastic group, and there's nothing more to it really.
I've been a bit disappointed with Uruguay. I don't know. Maybe they got starting fast. They still got half of this game to claw something back, and then.
I think they're old. If I'm honest, I think they're old. You've got Diego Golden still playing. You've got Luis Suarez and Edison Cavani still doing it, and then trying to bring an old team around a Darwin Nunez. And they've got
Bentancur. They've just brought on Pelestri. Like they've got a mix. Like they can do something.
They've got young players, but the players are young, if that makes sense, and they need to grow.
I've been disappointed with them.
I think it's a tournament too early, if that makes sense, or maybe a tournament two tournaments too early. They need a little Copa, and a little Copa America, and then go for the next one.
I feel you. Okay, 2 more questions on this group before we move on. Murad says Suarez is on witness protection. He will not be playing that game. Bloody hell, what kind of body?
Wow, what's happening? What is happening? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I blocked it. Wow, what's going on? We're getting troll comments already. We need mods, man. We need mods.
We do need mods.
Okay, you've completely thrown me off track. On South Korea. Footy Agenda says we're going to talk about this Hall of Shame World Cup campaign from Son.
He made memes.
he's been some sensational memes. He's been a non-factor in this tournament as of yet. Even in the moments where South Korea have looked good, they've not looked. It's not been Son that's looked good.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame.
That is a shame. It's a very shame.
However,
and he has got a selfie from one of the Ghana coaches as well, crying. Oh,
he does. He does. But South Korea have 1 point in this tournament. They could potentially face a Portugal with nothing to play for. They could potentially face a Portugal team.
Wait, how many points does Ghana?
Ghana has 3. And
Uruguay has.
And obviously Uruguay and Uruguay and Ghana will play each other. So let's say there's a Uruguay-Ghana draw, then you could have South Korea beating Portugal, which would put them on 4 points, and then it would also put Ghana on 4 points. So South Korea are not out, basically. We're right. We're like you're right in saying that Son hasn't done anything
what I'm
yet,
saying.
But there's still a moment for Son to do something crazy. You know what I mean?
What am I saying? If Portugal win this one, are they guaranteed first? Is what I'm asking.
Not guaranteed.
If they are, they're on the beach.
They're not guaranteed first because Ghana could win, and then Ghana would have 6 points also. So they're not guaranteed first, but it's more than likely. It's more than likely.
All right, cool.
Okay, one last thing on this. Shout out to Lola. She says, Nketiah chilling in Bloom Bar while his people are at the World Cup. Him and Choney to use sense. Yeah, I can't disagree with you on this one. Hudson-Odoi and Eddie Nketiah, they should be playing for Ghana. Like, why are they not at this World Cup? Like, why are they not? Like, looking at...
Wow. I've been thinking about this. I was like, is Southgate going to do another Euros? I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I doubt it. I think this will be his last tournament. And that's why I think people are waiting.
I don't understand why you...
Even so.
Big up Adrian, man. What are you saying? Welcome to the chat.
No,
you're finally live. We can hear you.
Eddie went on holiday to Ghana. They were treating him like a king. Like they were rolling out the carpet for him. They were dashing him cartons of super malt. Like literally, like I think Eddie Nketiah, he's someone he had the opportunity to have a whole generation built around him. Because obviously, A wasn't going to be up top, for much longer, and this is an opportunity for him to be the focal point of a young, exciting team, and be a big part of it, playing in World Cups, playing in AFCONs. Whereas now you look at it and you think, what if he gets 6-7 caps for England? Okay, you know what I mean? He might, be like the 3rd, 4th choice striker at a tournament one time. I mean, okay, like for me, like these men have got the opportunity to do something great, but
what's interesting for that is that I 100% agree. I think Hudson-Odoi, I think Lamptey made the right choice. Lamptey's out here performing in the World Cup. What a moment for him. He could have been with them. He could have been saying, "No, I'm going to wait for the England call up." And Lamptey probably wouldn't have gotten the England team this year. So it would have been a similar situation for him. And to think, if you had Lamptey, you had Nketiah, you had Hudson-Odoi, there'd be that little, here's these London boy contingent of Ghanaians, do you know what I mean? And it would form like they would have each other at least.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
They're doing the replays on the Ronaldo header, and I think who said the Harry Kane claims?
Yeah,
apparently. FIFA has just officially come out and said it's a Bruno Fernandes goal. Cristiano Ronaldo does not touch the ball. So it goes to Bruno Fernandes.
No, he was there. He was making
Ronaldo
himself
doesn't get the goal.
He's making himself a nuisance.
I'm still claiming it. Adrian, you just arrived. Is there anything more you want to talk about on this group? This is Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, South Korea. You got anything to say on these teams before we move to the next group?
Yeah, I think Uruguay. I agree with Oscar. I think Uruguay have been underwhelming. Like I've expected them to have another gear or two. I can't even lie. Liverpool tinted glasses, maybe, but even though obviously Suarez is aging, like Suarez is aged out horrendously. Like the guy can barely move. Obviously, Cavani ain't what he was at his heights. But I did sort of think that Uruguay could put forward like a formidable attack. It hasn't quite come to fruition yet. Son's had an absolute mare. To be fair, didn't he not have like a broken I don't know if it was like an
Yeah, he's
oval
got the
socket or something.
He's got the Batman mask on, so
Yeah, like he's never meant to be here. He's looking like
yeah.
mankind. You know what I mean? So like, obviously they forced him back. He's their king. He's their key player. But yeah, I mean this is quite an exciting, cute little fun, finally players group. So yeah, let's see. Match day 3, everyone's got something to play for. So we'll see how it pans out.
I'm really looking forward to match day 3, especially this Ghana versus Uruguay game, because I feel like I'm eating regardless. Like I feel like if Ghana win, look at what Lola's talking about there: Sulemana, Kudus, Nketiah, Cho potentially in rotation in the starting 11. Like that's a really, really good attack, and we're seeing like obviously those players aren't there, but we're seeing a good attack on display already. We're seeing them score goals. I mean, flipping Jordan Ayew's getting assists. It's a bit crazy, but
and everyone cussed him. Everyone cussed him.
Of course, and they were right to cuss him.
Rightly so. Cuss him again.
He's a terrible footballer. They were right to cuss him. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in that final game. Obviously poised by this game. Now, the other group that was featured today is Group G, which was Serbia versus Cameroon. We've touched on it a little bit. We've kind of spoke about the madness that's happened in that game. And obviously later on in the day, there was Brazil versus Switzerland. Let's stick on Serbia versus Cameroon first of all. What a game. Another World Cup classic. What are you thinking?
I think I don't know who I wanted to win more. I was just watching football.
What do you mean
I was just literally it.
Hey?
You weren't rooting for the African team. You were rooting for the Serbians.
I was, but I was as a neutral. I was just like, oh, this is tinslated stuff. Who's gonna get the goal? That's what I meant.
I don't know how much closer to Uganda you can get.
They're calling it the Abubakar sensational. Abubakar better than Salah.
He called out Mo Salah still.
He rose it.
Salah's biggest hater.
He rose it still. I respect it. Listen, if you talk the talk, walk the walk.
Do you know what I love about World Cups? There's certain moments, right, that are very, very, very iconic. And I think we've seen some that we're going to be seeing in like montages for years to come. I think that Abubakar goal, the only thing that ruins it is that the offside flag meant he didn't really celebrate. He just kind of was like, I'm offside. But the way he took the ball, turns the defender, lifts it over the keeper, one of the most audacious finishes. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Cameron.
I can't lie. I thought I was not going in. I thought he just lobbed it way to him, but it just perfectly in. Perfect. I was like, sensational.
But do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what that goal's told me about football? Like, to be a professional footballer, yeah, your level of skill and ability is on another planet. Because did you see what he did there? He thought he was offside. He sends the defender one way. He has the audacity to line it up and to chip the goalkeeper. A part of me, I don't want to sound like a hater, a part of me believes that if he thought the game was still in play, he doesn't do that.
Yeah, but I don't think that's you being a hater. I think it's just like when you're in game mode, you're in a very serious mode. So you're trying to do the most by the book things to get the goal. And then, when you're in training or you're just playing, you just try to dink it. Let me try a little chip. Let me try something. Do you know what I mean? Because it's low, it's high reward, very low risk. Because if he was offside, he's offside. It doesn't matter if he missed.
Isn't it?
So I don't think you're wrong with that. And I don't think it's unfair. But big up to him, man. He scored. Can we see Cameroon doing a little something to Brazil last game of the tournament? Can you see it, guys?
Ain't Brazil through though, so maybe.
Maybe. Okay, the other game in that group was the same game was Serbia. But the other game that will come from that group is Serbia versus Switzerland. Now, we've seen the Serbia team put up a decent fight against Brazil, and then obviously concede in the second half. Same thing with Switzerland. They also put up a decent fight against Brazil and then conceded in the second half. The Serbia team looks like it has a lot more goals in it. What are your thoughts, man? This is a big game. It's I don't really know the politics behind why it's like such a fierce rivalry, but it is. Serbia versus Switzerland with the Albanians and the Kosovans. It's going to be spicy.
Shaqiri and that.
Yeah, Free Agenda says Serbia were playing with their food and they got punished. Mitrovic was terrible. There was no excuse for Vlahovic and Jovic not to play over him. I've been very surprised by the selections of the Serbia team. I've looked at their squad and I've seen a bunch of ballers. And then when I watch them play, those ballers are just not on the pitch. I don't really understand what my man's on. I don't know who's injured, who's what. But I expected more from Serbia.
I can't even lie. Like, I don't know. I just assume they'll just go for two up top, like Vlahovic and Mitrovic, both, and giving the opposition problems. Yeah, I feel like that's just international managers. International teams just tend to pick the most boring, pragmatic guy that does the complete opposite to what the rest of the world would do. Like, it's fascinating.
Yeah, man, interesting one. Okay, let's talk about the team that everybody's been excited to see. The team that everybody's been talking about. Robin, this is the team that I believe you've been supporting this World Cup. The Samba boys, Brazil.
The Joga Bonito boys. Let's go.
I want to start with their first game. Obviously, they played Serbia in their opening game. It took them a while to break down Serbia. It took them a while to find their rhythm. But once they did, Charleston left his mark on the tournament. What are your thoughts on the Brazil team and the obvious injury to Neymar?
So obviously, any injury to Neymar is quite devastating because you want to see him at the World Cup. Luckily, he's not out for full time. He'll be back for the knockouts. What I am a bit surprised at is that this Brazil team it's been a bit slow. It's been a bit like taking time to get to things. And honestly, what I was expecting more. I was expecting more flair. I was expecting more style. But the goals that they have scored, fantastic, sensational. I can't fault it. I think Richarlison, when we actually get to goals of the week, there were so many goals of the week, I can't even pick. But yeah, Richarlison did a fantastic fantastic goal. Casemiro today showing why he is the best DM in the world, just fired at top bins. They got their points. They're through to the next round.
Why he's the best DM in the world?
The best DM in the world.
I have to call that out.
I'll be that.
He shot deflected into the corner, and you're telling me that's why he's the best DM in the world?
He's the best in the world. It's the best in. I could be hypocritical.
I don't think he's the best. I'm quite disappointed. I'm not 100% certain Casemiro is the best CDM in this group, let alone in the world.
In this group,
you know. Anyways, the one person I am disappointed in, I was going to say Rodrigo. He's actually quite disappointed me.
No, they said Rodrigo can't finish. I watched the first game. This second game I was at work, so I missed it today. Did he miss a few chances today? Is that the issue?
Yeah. Him but also Rafinha has disappointed me as well.
Yeah, so, I'm a big fan of Rafinha, and to see him get the start, I was very, very happy for him. But it doesn't seem like he's grasped the opportunity on the world stage just yet. Obviously, there's still time. I mean, we've seen in previous World Cups, people grow into tournaments. For Rodrigo and
only team to not concede so far. They haven't conceded so far, so yeah.
Wow. You know, but that you know why they haven't conceded so far? Because they have a 38-year-old maestro in defense. Yeah. And if that man gets his hands on this trophy, ladies and gentlemen, you won't hear the end from me. You won't hear the end from me. I know it is. We know it's the World Cup, but we are tribalistic, isn't it? We will back our players a little bit. So when it comes to the Brazil team, man, seeing Thiago Silva ball out, it just makes me so proud.
Alisson hasn't had a save to make the whole tournament.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I ain't seen Alisson. I ain't seen him. I saw Edison. I've seen Edison on the bench more than I've seen Alisson. Lola said Vinny was poor this game today too. So a lot of disappointing performances from Brazil in attack. You know, you can say that for a couple of players over the course of the two games. You haven't been that impressed with them. How did Richarlison do today?
Yeah, like the whole Brazil team today was until they got the goal late.
I feel like that's
they were going forward, but they were offside. Like they had two. I think Vinny was offside twice, something like that. But just they were going forward, just not putting the ball in the net. And I feel like when you don't have Neymar on your team, even though it's not a huge issue in the group stage,
Mm.
he's needed for the knockouts 100%.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Do you know what I feel for Neymar?
Why?
Like, people keep saying, "Oh, Neymar's injury prone. Neymar can't stay fit." But he's had these gladiators and Vikings hacking his ankles for the past decade plus. I'm surprised the guy could even walk. Have you seen his ankle?
Yeah. It was disgraceful.
It's a shame because guess what? Because you're gone.
Ooh. Oh, Uruguay are putting pressure on. Uruguay are putting serious pressure on. They've hit the post. Suarez had a chance from 2 yards out, and they've just had another chance that was saved.
Hey? What do you mean you had a shot for 2 yards out and he didn't score?
As in, it was a difficult take. Pick up David, man. Generous Dave.
Hey, he's alive.
My Wi-Fi is moving mad, so if you see me cut out, hey, I'm out.
You're clear. You're loud. You're loud and clear.
All right, cool.
Okay. I can't remember what we were saying. I was talking about this
Brazil.
game. Suarez had a chance from 2 yards out, but it wasn't like a sitter. Let's say he tried to grab the ball and he missed it. I want to talk a little bit more about Brazil, and I want to get David's thoughts on Brazil before we move on. Murad said, "Will we see Jesus and Martinelli start for their final group game now? Should Brazil ring the changes or perhaps stick with continuity to get momentum up and running?" Lola says, "Martinelli, yes. Jesus, no." Personally, I would, if I was the Brazil coach, I would stick with the front three that you want to play in the knockouts, because they haven't, like we've been saying, they haven't really clicked going forward. They've been solid, they've been resolute, they've been a team with a lot of the ball in their opposing half, but they haven't managed to get the free-flowing goals going. The goal they scored today was a deflection, So I think I would stick with that. But Dave, what are you saying? What are your thoughts on Brazil, the Sele Cowboys?
Yeah, the second game they've just played today was a bit of a snooze first still.
Yeah.
I don't know, every game I've been watching, it's just been dead.
I know, bro, Adrian, I said this, bro. David is never happy. Every game you watch, you're always like, snooze first.
Snooze first. I was like, he's just watching the 0-0. I was like, what do you see?
No, there's something about this World Cup just seems off to me. I don't know what.
Is it?
Did you see the 3-3 today?
Yeah.
No, I missed that game.
Of course you did.
I missed that game because, bro, 10 o'clock, I'm still snoozing. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Because that was a good game, but every game I seem to watch has just been boring, bro.
David, just be careful because I think your mic is rubbing on your shirt a little bit. So
my bad.
It's calm. It's calm. It's not ruining. We can still hear you, but just
right,
something
cool,
making a bit of noise.
Cool.
Murad said, "Who's this Patrick Vieira in the middle of the park for Portugal? TP5 understudy. Is that Carvalho he's talking about?" Lola said, "I agree."
Pereira.
Oh, okay. Lola said, "I agree with you, Oscar. If I just meant if it was an option, it's Martinelli I'd choose." Yeah, no, I feel you, Lola. I know you want to get your Arsenal guys in the team. I hear that, man.
Now let him stay on the bench, fam.
Did you see that Jesus patch though?
Yeah. I saw the clip. They obviously the Arsenal fans made sure I saw that one on Twitter. They made sure.
Also, I've got a bone to pick with Arsenal fans.
Yeah, so do I. Go carry on.
These Arsenal fans, they were clamoring and throwing a fit and a ruckus, and protesting, their players' right to go and perform in the World Cup. I was hearing, Ben White's been the best right back this season. Willis Saliba's been the best centre half this season. Why the hell ain't Gabriel going? Martinelli should play for Brazil. Now all of these men are holding the bench. It's yeah, no, that's all right. We need them fit so we can challenge for the league anyways. Answer me. I need to know.
Yeah, which one is it? David? Do you want them there or do you not?
I don't care, bro.
No, you have to pick a side.
Yeah.
What side? Me, I have no agendas, bruv.
Personally, like I just maybe because my team's not top of the league, but personally, I want to see all my boys playing. I want to see all of them play.
You think I'm going to travel all the way to Qatar just to sit on bench, blood? I want them to play.
You know what I mean?
They obviously want to play, bro.
There we go.
Come on, man. Adrian, how do you feel? You got a couple of Liverpool boys out there. Do you want them to show out in these games, or do you want them to rest?
Bro, sure. Unless your name's Thiago Alcantara, play by all means. Because the thing is, for me, I think.
Oh, because he's injury, bro.
Bro, I think momentum. Because imagine winning the World Cup. Imagine Alisson getting his hands on the World Cup. You know, it might even revitalize Fabinho. Fabinho's been playing like a corpse for the past 3 months. You know, imagine if Van Dijk won that world. You know what I mean? If he got his hands on the World Cup, maybe he might actually start defender for us again. So, yeah, man, I just think, you know, it's a fantastic opportunity to really, you know, get your players up to speed, get them some momentum, get them some confidence, and you know, we can run some agendas. You know, imagine if Neymar actually wins the World Cup. So yeah, it's good.
Man, I'm all about the players playing, and every time there's an opportunity to big up a Chelsea player playing, I'll let you guys know. Lola says VVD ain't getting niche. Netherlands are gash. I can call them gash. Do you know how crazy that is?
Listen. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's delusion or not. I think they can 1-0 their way far. You know.
1-0 their way where? They're not getting out of the round of 16. They're a shocking side.
Somewhere. They'll end up somewhere, trust me.
No, Adrian, this World Cup, the trash are getting in the bin, bro.
Yeah. Okay, well let's move back towards yesterday's games. We were treated to Group E, which was obviously Japan and Costa Rica, and then we also saw later in the day Spain versus Germany. Now, these are two.
You skipped the other one, bro.
No, because I'm doing it in the same group.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll talk about we'll talk about the other ones after. So first we'll talk about that group, and then we'll move on to the other group. So Spain versus Germany. Did you not see this game? For me, I feel like there was some real ballers on show. Yeah, I'm watching Pedro, I'm watching Gavi.
This was classic rivalry football here. I was loving it.
I'm watching these players and I'm thinking, why on earth do we hype these washed English kids, when these are the real teenage ballers? These are the real sensations.
But they could have played for England as well. But unfortunately, they couldn't.
Just Musiala.
I'm talking about in general. Like we've had like Carvalho, who's playing right now for Portugal, could have played for England as well.
How?
So like other players as well. Yeah, because they have English parentage as well. So yeah. But they chose the other countries. So yeah, man.
Why did Eric Dyer pick us, man? Trash guy.
No, yeah. Just left him in Portugal in that resort.
Portugal, we'd have no caps, man. You happy?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jennings. He says Gnabry and ballers don't go together. Lola says Musiala is better than Gavi. I thought it before, and I'm continuing it. I don't think that's crazy at all. I think Musiala is a supreme player. Like he's so special. The way he would get the ball and just weave his way through scenarios. Lola says Musiala has no English buds. He just lived here long enough. Yeah, but isn't that the case for a lot of the for a lot of the England team? I mean, a lot of the England team, both of their parents are not English, but they were born here or they lived here. Look at Raheem Sterling. He's got no English blood, but you know he's playing for England. So I think had things gone a different way in his trajectory, he could have been playing for England. But you know, he chose the right option. He made the right decision to leave Chelsea number one and go play in Bayern Munich to develop. And then you know he's playing on the world stage. I'm very excited to see how he progresses this tournament. However, Germany have been stinky, guys.
I was going to say, is he going to?
I said this before the tournament, bruv.
I think we knew, David. I think we knew that this German team was going to stink.
I was worried for them when they were about to come up against Spain. So I'm surprised that they actually got the goals in.
Let's talk about their first game. Let's talk about their first game briefly. Because
my Japanese boys.
Half time they're 1-0 up against Japan. Second half, Japan just said, "Nah, let's be serious here. Let's be serious here." They put the pressure on Germany.
Let's clean up.
Germany collapsed. And the worst thing about that game is it was 2-1. Japan had sitters that they missed in that game. So, it's crazy. Caesar San said they need to play Kai Havertz more. Stop it. Stop it.
No, I thought we said these are clappers. These are clappers for the NC.
He is. His record speaks for itself. Go look it up.
That's what they played, isn't it?
I mean, they played him the first game. He scored a goal, ruled out for offside. But Havertz is one of those players where he was part of the reason why, like David said, going into this tournament, I had no optimism for Germany. I looked at their front line. I said, they're still playing Thomas Muller in 2022. They've got Kai Havertz. Gnabry, very good player, but he needs someone with him. Sane, for some reason, the manager doesn't start either. So there's that. And then they've got flipping Musiala, who is, 19 years old, trying to do this all on his own? Like, come on. And then you're talking about their defense. Rudiger in the back four. Don't get me started. And he said he scored in the UCL final. He has to start for Germany. He did start for Germany. He started the first game. They lost. So the manager took an executive decision. Let me read some more other comments before I get you lot's opinion. SW6 says Leroy Sané is the most important player for Germany. Changed the whole game for them. I don't think he's more important than Musiala, I'll be real. But he was very good when he came on yesterday.
Does Pep have blood in his hands?
Huh?
Does Pep have blood in his hands regarding Sané?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking. Because I don't know, I feel like you have blood
in your hands when you're that successful.
Who?
Pep.
True, but I just feel like I wouldn't say ruins because like obviously like Sané still hit quite a high level, but I just feel like there's a killer. There's like a worldwide.
He plays for Bayern Munich.
I know, but
it's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying is I feel like he should be sitting at the Ballon d'Or contention. That's like top lights out.
He's that good. You think he's that good? Or
I think he could have been that good. He still can like it's not over, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, do we feel Pep? I don't know. It's just a question, isn't it? Do you think Pep used him? Like Pep has blood in his hands.
Caesar Sense says I think Pep is missing Sané and Mahrez. Murad also says Musiala is the light-skinned. I never know how to pronounce this word. Ramduta. Is that how you say it? I don't know. That light-skinned thing. Similar play style to Muller. No, he's not similar playing style to Muller. Don't get me started. Don't ever get me started. That's disgraceful. Have you seen Musiala on the ball? Musiala is a fork. Like he's setting. Like he's just... Oh, no, man. He's smooth with it. Like, Muller's one of the most intelligent players in the game. He can make the right run. Excellent in and around the box. But Musiala is a maestro on the ball. He's a maestro. He's a technical G. Like, come on, man. There's levels.
Muller's like that out.
Raw, man. Baraka said soccer with a hard R. Yeah, we're going to talk about USA a bit later, my boy. But why are you going to come with the hard R? One last comment before I get to you lot. Footy Agenda says Germany and Belgium need to let it go. They're fossils like Muller and Hazard, taking them nowhere. Just play young players. For experience.
VAR. VAR.
We'll get onto them lot a little bit later, but there is a penalty decision in the Portugal versus Uruguay game. A very, very unfortunate incident. There was a ball that goes through the legs of, I think it's Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. Yeah, it is. It's Jimenez. And it touches his hand on the way through. A bit unfortunate. Lola's here saying, how is that a pen? How is that a pen? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking.
Do you know what? Yeah, I rate the ref. Do you see how he did the pen point? He did it over Soares. Like, yep, a pen. No, I was like, oh, that was a bit too cheeky for that. Anyways, yeah. It's unfortunate.
These players.
Where's his hand meant to go, mate?
Not there, I guess.
He's going down, isn't it?
Caesar says Muller is more English style than Musiala. 100% agree.
100%. Hey, can they sub Ronaldo back on so he can actually score a goal?
So that's literally what I was thinking.
Let me just get Murad said Musiala did the right thing playing for Germany. He'd be with Morgan's gives White with Nottingham Forest if he was in England. Do you know what? Yeah, I kind of agree with what Murad is saying. I think there's a certain level of talent that England just misuses and doesn't appreciate, and they fall through the wayside in the English game. And I'm not going to say he'd be at Nottingham Forest, but I just don't think English managers or the English game players would trust him. I think he wouldn't get the opportunities. So he wouldn't be able to showcase and grow as a player. And I think we've seen that with so many English talents that end up not being that good. But live in this game, Bruno Fernandes is stepping up to take this penalty in stoppage time to give Portugal basically a ticket into the next round.
Why am I seeing an Arsenal shirt?
Hop, skip, jump. Hop, skip, jump. It's done.
Bruno Fernandes.
It's done.
Bruno Fernandes.
Uruguay have it all to do on the final day. And it's going to be a deadly day, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a deadly day. Caesar Sense says, oh my days, see how Kelly isn't on the pitch.
He's resting. He's in his hot tub right now.
A very harsh penalty, but you know how VAR is going to VAR. If it touches your hand, they're going to give it. Mirad says, I rate Musiala, but I liken him to Muller with how he runs and how dangly he moves. I believe in the Bundesliga tax though. I rate him as a player, but he'll be bodied off the ball. I mean, but watch him in the Bundesliga, in the World Cup. Like he's been Germany's best player, and he's muscled his way through in so many situations. I think, you know, a young player like him, with time he'll bulk and get a little bit bigger, and he'll be able to defend himself. But he's so comfortable on the ball. I don't think Muller's near him in that regard.
He's got that Salah thing where he can, like, even though he's quite slight, he can still use his body to, and he's getting bigger.
Mirad says they'll call him the douche. You're saying a lot of words I can't pronounce, man. These German phrases.
Yeah,
douche.
German.
Is it the douche? Dele Alli? Yeah, the German Dele Alli. Do you know Dele Alli in his peak, yeah? Bro, the guy was special, you know?
You know what? He's actually quite a German player.
Maybe.
Just that efficiency. Yeah.
Also in that group, we've kind of spoken Germany a lot. We also have Spain in that group. Spain were absolutely dominant in their first game, 7-0 against Costa Rica. And then in their second game, again, they look very good against Germany. I think in the final third, they're just missing that killer. Morata was the one that got the goal, but they've been lining up with Dani Olmo and Asensio and Ferran Torres. It just feels a bit limp to me, man. If they had a Lengman up top, I would tip them to go all the way.
The football, the passing, it reminded me of 2010 World Cup. The Spanish, when they can pass, unstoppable.
I'm watching a midfield three of Gavi, Pedri, and Busquets. It's sumptuous. Yeah, I don't understand what we've done to deserve this. Shout out to all the man waxing lyrical about Pedri. SWC says Pedri is clear of them all. C1 says Pedri after he was just picking up Gavi. Taha says, I feel like Gavi has to move, otherwise he's never going to get the ratings because of Pedri. Well, I rate him super high, so why don't other people just rate the kid? Like, why do people keep comparing him to Pedri? Like, he's 18 years old and he's sensational. Bro, the kid's really, really good.
Hell. Yeah, these men are young.
He's really, really good. Man, so good on the ball. And the guy won a flipping Golden Ball. Is it Golden Boy or whatever that award is called? Yeah, to say he's not going to get the ratings, I think, nah, man, that boy needs to stay in Barcelona, man. He needs to stay right there. He don't need to go nowhere. Lola says Spain versus Costa Rica is England versus Iran. I still don't rate Spain. So as in you're saying these are two big victories for teams that
they got banged.
Yeah,
Costa Rica got banged.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm just like the way Spain play. I'll be real. Adrian, David, any thoughts on Spain?
Yeah, they just needed if Morata can keep scoring, then they might have a chance in it, like to the local semi-final team. Yeah, apart from that, I ain't got really much to say about the Spanish.
Yeah, man, it's definitely doable. Moving on, to the other games of that wonderful Sunday full of football. We had Belgium versus Morocco. Morocco 2, Belgium 0, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it. Inject in the mud.
Why are you injecting it?
Inject that, bro.
I've been so disappointed by Belgium. Like, I didn't expect much from them, but I expected them to beat Canada.
Are you surprised, bro?
Their team is old, bro.
Yes, I am surprised. Because whilst I didn't expect Belgium to do anything crazy in this World Cup, I expected them to get through their group, and the two games they faced have been the two easier games. Croatia is supposed to be the best team in that group, really. I expected them to wipe the floor with Canada, and I expected them to beat what's their name? Morocco. So the way that they performed, the way that we've seen KDB look nothing like Manchester City KDB, I've been surprised. I am surprised. Lola saying, Bun Belgium, Golden Generation turn brass. My view on the Golden Generation is a little bit different to most. I do think people are incredibly harsh on them. I think Belgium, like that team finishing third in the World Cup, was the greatest achievement. It's not like we know Belgium for doing great things in Europe. Like, what do we expect from them, really?
But I will say this: they don't look like they want to be at the World Cup.
They don't.
At times.
They don't.
I was just like, this looks shockingly bad. They don't want to be there. I think also giving these sets of players to Roberto Martinez was also a big mistake.
Oh, stinker.
Like,
absolute
I
stinker.
don't think he's the one who would. I think he's the biggest issue of them all, if I'm honest. Having all those players together. Yes, they're old. Like, they're extremely old. And I'm worried about Belgium because I was thinking about, I asked this in the group chat, who is the next generation for Belgium? And honestly, I can't think of it.
Samuel Congo, yeah?
Yeah,
he's going to control
him. Yes, I was like, oh, it's looking pretty bleak for Belgium. But that's another thing I'd pick with FIFA. How are they ranked first and second in the world for the last few years? Like, what's going on there? Who's picking them ratings?
The FIFA rankings mean absolutely nothing. Like, they mean nothing. Yeah, man. Taha says Ziyech showed KDB levels. That's a sentence I never thought I would say ever in life. Ziyech showed KDB levels, but he did. Assad said, "Hey, when Ziyech left that defender and then smashed the ball, and then the player smashed the ball into the roof of the net, I was screaming like a Moroccan fan." That was a heritage moment. It felt really, really good. I think, David, you said it in the group chat that the atmosphere at these World Cups have been kind of flat, and I definitely agree. Some of the games, it doesn't feel like there's been a home team or an away team. It just feels like fans. But that Morocco goal, when they panned to the crowd and it felt like everybody was there rooting for Morocco, it was a real special moment. One of those ones that you'll remember as an iconic World Cup goal.
Even the Argentina, Mexico, was it Mexico? That was a good atmosphere in there as well.
Yeah, it was. We'll get onto that just a second, ladies and gents. For your agenda says Bruno 4GA versus KDB's we're too old. It's mad because Bruno just took a shot and hit the post, and after hitting the post, he goes on his knees and like punches the floor. He's so annoyed that he didn't get a goal there. I think maybe he doesn't actually know that he's already got a goal this game. He's probably thinking he's got an assist and he wants his first goal. But no, he had a good opportunity to score another. 2-0. That game has ended now. Portugal 2, Uruguay 0. Portugal with 6 points, advancing to the next round. Wow.
Whoa.
KDB is criminal, though.
Why is it? Why? Explain why he's criminal.
Like, how can a man? So you've literally stepped into the competition. He should have even come. He should have even come to Qatar. Like, he's literally stepped into a competition. He's looked to his left. He's looked to his right, and he said, "Yo, you man ain't good." And there, I don't want to go too far, but it's almost like he's looked at his teammates and said, "Right, you're 34. You're not what you used to be. You're not what you used to be. You're not going to help me." And he's down tools, if you ask me. Like, when we talk about big players coming onto the big stage, for me, like, if your team's dead, and don't get me wrong, this isn't the best Belgium team. I understand it. But why can't you be the shining light? Like, let me see what you're saying, KDB. Like, if KDB is even giving me decent to good performances, I'll say, you know what? His team has let him down. But he's probably been one of the worst players. You get it? So for me, like it's disgraceful, if I'm being honest. It's like he's come to the competition and he's down tools. He hasn't even tried, in my opinion. Like, if he's whipping balls in, if he's whipping balls in and Batshuayi's not getting there, I can say fair enough. He's not even doing that. I don't know. I just feel like he hasn't given. I feel like it's a shame for him, and it's a shame for him.
I think he's definitely. I think to say he's not tried is very, very harsh. SW6 agrees with you, though, Jurgen. He said KDB is a criminal. He's meant to be the leader. He's meant to be the best player on form. Murad says KDB is taxed at a minimum of 50% when he's not playing under Pep. I don't want to hear it. I don't think either of those things are fair. I think KDB has just had a bad tournament. And bear in mind, a bad tournament is a bad 2 games. Like, it's not It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not a long summation of a player, but I guess this is where we judge the best players. You turn up on the biggest stages. And I think I remember that first game in particular, he was trying hella through balls and he was just missing them. Like he was missing the target. He was trying to play back Schweigen. The pass was poor. He was trying to turn a player. The turn wasn't coming off. I don't want to say he's not trying, but something is not working in this current system for him. And yeah, it's scary hours. But they still, Belgium still have another. Yeah, go on.
No, but I'd 100% hear what you're saying, but for me, I just can't get my head over that comment. We're too old. It's like man's giving up before a ball's even kicked off.
You see the thing with those kind of quotes, yeah. I don't know if he said it. Like, did he actually say that?
Yeah, maybe taking out context. Maybe taking
I just saw that. Robin, if you're speaking, you're muted.
It was live. I think it was in a press conference, and I think it's all live on camera. Like.
They said to him, "Can you win the World Cup?" And he said, "We're too old."
Yeah.
Like I see the picture that's floating about, but I need to hear the video. I need to hear the audio.
Yeah, you're right.
That just sounds a bit mad to me. That just sounds a bit mad.
Exactly. So we're in the same place. For you to say that is bizarre, quite frankly.
It's bizarre. And the thing is, he's not even that old. He's not even that old. Like.
It's not necessarily himself. He's talking about the two centre halves that they're like age combined 70 and things like that.
But that age combined, like bro, like Alderweireld is 33. Bro, I was talking about a 38-year-old Thiago Silva. I've just watched Ronaldo, who is how old? Like
exactly.
Come on.
So that's what I said. Like the mentality.
Belgium don't have the oldest squad in this tournament. Like they don't. Like that's not fair.
Really?
No, like their players are not that old. Like Lukaku is what, 30? Hazard is 31. Like they're not like mad old players. Like, they're just not as good as they used to be. That's the point. They've all peaked. All those players have peaked, it seems. And KDB is the one who you would say is still in his peak, so he should be delivering. But unfortunate. I want to go on to the other teams in that group. Croatia, Canada. Any thoughts on those teams, guys?
Canada, you have a fantastic kit. Well, thank you for coming.
Is that it?
What a kit.
Yeah, fantastic. But thank you for coming. That's what I can really say. Yeah, man. Like Alphonso Davies, he tried, but there's nothing else he can do.
Exactly.
SW6, Croatia are older than Belgium and they're delivering. That's a fact. Look at Modric.
Oh,
bro, like, come on, man. Lovren. Yeah.
Remember, they've still got like quality bits of youth, like Vardy, but the core of that team is the old boys. Bro, Modric's last World Cup was meant to be 4 years ago, and he's still here.
SW6 says, one day KDB and Lukaku said, who is Roberto Martinez? They searched him on Wikipedia. That's Wednesday down tool. I mean, I don't think Lukaku would have searched him on social media because he managed him at Everton. But yeah, I get the gist of what you're trying to say.
You know what? That's probably a big reason why he got the job,
Yeah.
They probably looked at him and said, wow, you know how to work with him.
To give your golden generation to Roberto Martinez is disgraceful. And the fact that Roberto Martinez is not even Belgian. Like, if he was from Belgium, you could kind of understand why he's got this.
Like a legend from the 80s, or the 90s.
You could kind of understand it. It's a kind of like Deschamps in the France job. It's like, okay, you was a great player, you was a captain, so let's give you the job. Brother, who the hell is Roberto Martinez? This guy survived relegation every year with Wigan.
And they were finishing like 10th before he came. The best thing he done at Wigan was he turned Emerson Boyce into a right wing back. Legacy. That's a really legacy. Criminal.
Emerson Boyce. Other team in this group is Croatia. Footy Agenda says Kovar, Modric, Brozovic played some beautiful football. They were very, very impressive in their victory over Canada.
You know what? In fairness, though, that's quite a good midfield.
Hey, man. Hey, it could cause some teams some trouble in the next round. It could cause some teams some trouble. Shout out to SW6. He says, for flip's sake, man. I don't know what to expect from that team. Assad says, don't disrespect Martinez. Won the FA Cup against all odds. Got Everton's 5th place. Whoop de friggin' do. That's not going to win you a World Cup, Assad. It's not. It's not.
And what happened? They got. I said they got relegated the same season.
He got relegated with Wigan. He was the
Yeah.
manager when they got relegated.
No, it was the same season, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the next game. It was the next game against Arsenal.
And they literally were playing Europa League while in the Championship. So
They act like it wasn't him that got relegated.
It was him, yeah. And it was literally the next game.
He
After
finished
they
above
won the
Man
cup.
City.
With better tools, he finished 5th of Everton.
He
So
finished above Man- But the thing is, that's a good season. Well done. That doesn't mean you become a Belgian manager. Like,
no, it doesn't.
what are we doing? Moyes finished 6th for West Ham. Are we going to give him the Belgium job next? Like, what? What were Belgium thinking? What? No, Adrian, what were they thinking as a nation?
They weren't thinking, bro.
Like honestly, I think it's the Lukaku thing. Genuinely, I feel like they saw him.
You
Lukaku
can't hire a manager over one player, bro. That's stupid, bro.
Last thing on Canada, Murad says, when you are Alphonso Davies and you have that talent, you take your mother and your father to court and sue them for registering you as a Canadian citizen.
Yay.
Completely disagree. He took Canada to the World Cup.
Whoa!
He took Canada to the World Cup. He said international
What
honors.
freaking scholarship?
Hey, he could win one of them. What's the American tournament they play in? They don't play in the Copa America, do they? They play in what's the North American tournament? He could win the CONCACAF.
The Gold Cup. The CONCACAF Gold Cup.
The Gold Cup is meaty, but yeah. No, he can win that. He can win that. It's not international.
Honduras and that.
They finished top of the
Honduras haven't got a sponsor. Just got like a.
They finished top of the CONCACAF qualification group, bro. They finished top. That kind of team is better than the USA.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, like Canada, like Canada, they should leave this tournament with the heads held high. Like they gave it a really, really good goal.
They gave it all. They scored a goal. Yeah, man. We'll see them in. They've automatically qualified anyway. So we'll see them in.
Assad says, okay, but in 2018, Martinez guided them to a third place finish in the World Cup. He's not that bad, bro. And at the top of this, what I was going to say is, bro, when they had that third place finish, they came home to a parade. Like, their nation was so proud of those players for getting to third in the World Cup. However, I'm sorry, I'm not giving him credit for managing prime Hazard. Do you know what Hazard was on in 2018? Assad, you know more than anyone what Eden Hazard was on. Carry job. He carried Chelsea Football Club that year, and he carried Belgium to that third place. I'm not trying to hear nothing else. But I've spent way too much time on these lot. Does anyone have anything else to say about this group before I move on?
No, not really, mate.
Okay, let's go to Group D. Group D, on Saturday, we saw Australia beating Tunisia. Wow, we want to talk about good kits. That Australia second kit, bloody hell. That's a good kit, the Aussies. And then also we saw France versus Denmark. Kylian Mbappe, the guy is relentless. He's now scored more World Cup goals than Thierry Henry. That's 3 for the tournament for him. And
you know who else has scored more goals than Thierry Henry?
Who?
I think he's now France's top scorer of all time now.
He's joint.
Okay, but he looks like he's about to be.
Olivier Giroud is joint top goal scorer with Thierry Henry.
I need to find Peter because I need to know exactly what goes through his head. Like when Giroud has left Arsenal, he's got all of these honors. Like what has he won? He's won the Europa League, a Champions League, not the Prem. He's now won a Scudetto. He's won a World Cup.
Yeah.
Hey, he's now. Do you know what? Can I tell you something? Let me answer for Pete. I'll answer for Pete for you. We don't give a monkeys, bro.
No, I'm not having it. Do you know why? I'm not having it? Do you know why?
Why? Do you know what? No, I agree.
Why?
I agree with David.
I have once had an argument with Peter where he said to me before the 2018 World Cup. Yeah, Peter said to me, why does Giroud start for France? He was throwing up names like Lacazette and Martial and all these players that should be starting ahead of him. And I said, Giroud starts because he gets the job done. And then when he won the World Cup, Peter was still on his own. I didn't score a goal, so he didn't do it. Bro, he's the all-time. He's going to be the all-time top goal scorer for France.
That's good. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
Adrian, did you see that list? of
Yeah.
Madrid when we finished behind Leicester, bro.
I was gonna say, do you know what Peter will tell you? He will tell you this. Ozil was at like 17 assists by December. Tell me why he ended up at 18. That's what Peter will tell you.
It's a fact, bro. It's a fact. I don't have any.
List
When
games he
When
cost
Peter
the league.
talks about Giroud at Arsenal, I don't have anything but respect for his pain, because what Giroud did in that 2016 season is criminal.
Criminal.
But he is the
He's so
best option.
swag.
He has to go to the France squad. Like, he always has to go, even if Benzema's there.
Let
He
him
needs
go
to be on the
there.
bench.
Let him go there, bruv. I don't care, bruv. What he did to us, bruv, that season.
Lola says
But you know,
Giroud
he deserves his
will
honours,
get
man.
the record and Mbappe will take it off him. That's a fair shot. SW6 says, Oscar, the best in the world delivered again. We're spinning the block.
I already said this before the World Cup. We predicted it, boy.
Endo says, Oscar told you to respect Kylian. I did. Guys,
we did, bruv. Hey.
I told everybody respect Kylian. Like, they were talking about everybody else. They got to talk about Kylian. They were talking about Neymar. They were talking about Messi. They were talking about Ronaldo. They were talking about everyone's going to come on this World Cup and do a madness. But Kylian's here. Like, calm. He also says, when he barged that washed up has-been Pessi, I told you he was marking his place as the best player in the world. He's the best.
You guys go too far, man.
They
Endo,
call
bruv,
him the best
relax.
in the world, guys. I'm not ready to call Mbappe the best in the world, but I tell you what, he's very, very good. Assad says, I can't lie. Go on.
How many goals has Messi scored in world football, by the way?
The World Cups.
How many goals has Messi scored in world football? Yeah,
In world
for people to call him Pessi. Like, have you seen?
Yeah.
Do you know what he does without scoring goals?
Pessi's disrespectful, Endo, man.
Messi is the greatest of all time.
Pessi is
Very
Greatest of all
disrespectful.
time. That is literally the best footballer we've ever seen before our very eyes.
They got Pessi there. They got Pessi. That's crazy. SW6 says, you may hate Giroud, but you have to respect him.
No, I don't respect it.
So like I said before the tournament, I think that France have the best attack in the tournament. And even without flipping Benzema, without Nkunku, they still look like the most dangerous side. Ousmane Dembele, when he's fit, is the best right wing in the world, says Assad. He's so good.
Can I be
Him
controversial?
and Mbappe on the wings, no one can stop them. They're all the way up. I can't see a team beating France. I'll be real, guys. I can't see it.
What, you think they're getting the third? 2 in a row?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think they are. The other teams in that group, Denmark, Tunisia, Australia, it's all to play for on the final day. So we will see. That final day is Wednesday for them. The Wednesday 3:00 game is what's going to go on with those guys. So we will see what happens there. The other games of that day, ladies and gentlemen, we had Poland versus Saudi Arabia, where Lewandowski scored his first ever World Cup goal. Imagine that. And of course, we had the all-important game where, off the back of losing to Saudi Arabia, Argentina had to win. Essentially, it wasn't a must-win game, but it was do or die, because they could have been knocked out of the tournament if they didn't win. Argentina played Mexico.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Come on, man! Stop playing with his name about Pessi. Lionel Messi showed you exactly who he is, and he turned up when his team needed him, when the chips were down. And ladies and gentlemen, the chips have been down this tournament, because it seems like this Argentina team, they're missing something. They're not jugging like they should be. Di Maria hasn't really been the creative force that we know him to be. Lautaro Martinez hasn't been doing the running in behind. Messi's been trying to carry the show by himself, but obviously we know Messi ain't got the legs he used to have. So Argentina don't look good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Argentina were definitely one of the favourites going into this tournament. How you not feeling about them?
They're not going to go far, man.
Raw.
They're not going to. If they keep relying on Messi, it's one of them ones there where everyone's looking at Messi, bro. Play your football, fam.
Yeah. It's weird though that some of the selection choices are odd. They didn't play Lisandro in the first game. I know, Robin, you weren't too happy about that. They brought him in for the second game and dropped Romero. Like we were saying, the manager's choices in international football are just weird. They're just weird.
But you see that with Maguire with England, like Otamendi's been quite solid, to be fair to him.
He has. He's done his job. I can't complain. But it's just surprising. They've got very, very talented centre backs. Footy Agenda says,
I would like to see Romero and Martinez, but that's a red card waiting to happen.
Footy Agenda says, "Give me freedom, give me fire, give me Ibar or I retire." That's supposed to be the Messi. The Messi chant. Lola says Argentina are crap. Every day they should pray they have Messi. Wow. And do you know who does pray that he has Messi every day? Rodrigo de Paul. He's
literally he's a fanboy.
His job as a bodyguard has been going very well. His job as a midfielder, not so much. Not so much. Murad says they were calling him Lewan Disney, just pure fantasies about Robert scoring in the World Cup.
Wow.
Bro, the way he celebrated that goal, you would think he was like any striker, bro. It's mad.
And he's been the best guy for like a decade.
You know what I mean? But first ever World Cup goal, turn a grown man into a kid. Assad says Argentina are getting KO'd by France in the next round. Do they face France in the next round? I haven't done the bracket, so I don't know how that's going to work.
If they finish second, I think they do.
You think they do?
Because Argentina and France head on to England side. That's all being that England finished first. So yeah.
Yes, Rodrigo has been so bad. Argentina need to dial up Raquelme. Disgraceful midfield. Yeah, man. They brought on Enzo Fernandez and he scored an absolute worldie off the bench. Maybe he should start the next game.
Yeah, Argentina not getting knocked out by France because they're on the other side, mate.
Oh, okay. But is Argentina finished up in their group
though? Boy. It's looking sticky still. Who they got to play last?
Argentina.
Poland, didn't it?
Poland, yeah.
Oh yeah. Lewandowski versus Messi.
And it's not a thing if they draw, they're through. They actually have to win still.
Is it?
They still have to win, yeah.
Wow. Lola says, showing how these men proper care about playing for their country, fans need to stop playing it down. Yeah. Facts. Lewandowski, you know what I mean? He's won everything in club football. So actually, apart from a league that people actually care about, but he's won a lot in club football.
Good grief.
And then
that was low, man. That was low, but fair play.
Bundesliga tax, man. I gotta talk about it. Yeah, man. So that was Group C. I think we're done on the Argentina talk. Let's move to Group A because I want to come to Group B last. Qatar, Senegal, Netherlands, and Ecuador. Probably the deadest group.
Yeah, Qatar, and they can now focus on just hosting because the football was dire.
They've gone home. The football's shocking. No shot on target in their first game. In their second game, they scored a goal, but they still got battered by Senegal. Nothing to write home about from Qatar, really.
Nah.
Well, why would they write home? They're already home.
They had the stinker. They've had the stinker, bro.
Yeah. SWC and Valencia. Yeah, man, he's doing his thing. And other teams that had a stinker. Shout out to Lola. I said it earlier. Netherlands are gash.
Mate, what's
like I said, there's something about Louis van Gaal and his style of football where it has to be it has to fit the puzzle. So everything must go to a specific point in terms of his passing. I was like, I'm watching him, and I'm like, this journey feels like I'm watching 2014-15 United again.
Yeah,
where they have to pass to certain people. It's slow. It takes time, and it's not really going for it. I'm just like, the Netherlands, they can go far. They can go quarterfinals, but I don't think they're winning it.
Yeah,
not with that style of play.
I think quarters is the maximum they could go, and they'd be lucky to get there. The squad's not good enough. I think there's certain teams where I'm just not going to blame the manager. Like Germany's a similar situation. Like if Germany get out of the group, I'm not going to blame their manager for their poor performance because the squad's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. It is what it is. Shout out to Gakpo with a sensational strike, says SW6. Yeah, very, very good goal, man. He felt like a real striker. He's been linked to Manchester United also. So
bring him. We need a striker.
He's due a move. The move is coming. The move from PSV is coming. Whether it comes to the Premier League, who knows? Endo says, Robin, remember 15-16 Louis van Gaal, United didn't score a goal in the first half of 10 consecutive games. How did you survive that?
It was something. There's many seasons where I think, how am I still here? Honestly. But yeah. Louis van Gaal football it's not it. It's not it.
Endo needs to do masterminds. How did you pick that one out?
Lola said she's still not moved by Gakpo. Something's off. But yeah, Group A, bit mid. So I don't need to talk about it for too long. What I do want to...
Is it the pace? I feel like Gakpo looks quick, but he's not. Like, yeah, because for me, like I had that same thought, and I just thought he's not that quick. That's what put me off with him. But yeah, interesting to see what.
I don't mind him. Well, I haven't put my finger on it. I probably haven't watched him enough to discuss. But Group A, ladies and gentlemen, England ruined all of our Friday nights by labouring to a 0-0 draw with the United States of America. Now, after thrashing Iran 6-0, we thought that maybe Southgate had turned the corner. Maybe this England team had got a bit older, had got a bit better players, a bit more experience, and were actually going to do something good. They told us, no, this is the same England that you've been used to. This is the same boring, lethargic, can't create nothing, can't play a through ball, can't have any urgency in their tempo. None of that. We've got the same England we've been getting.
Listen, I will tell you this. Throughout that whole game, I was watching it and I saw two things. I said, where is the midfield? Because it generally looks like USA had about 15 players in the middle between our front and our defense. And I said, what is going on here? Where are the midfielders? Number two, Mason Mount. How he survived 90 minutes, I do not know.
I said it in the group. I said it in the group. Watch Mount stay on, brother, and they'll take off Saka. Absolute nonsense. Southgate, you ain't got a Scooby-Doo, mate.
Yeah, why is Foden not playing? I don't know. The only two good people were literally Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire because they had to literally defend.
Hey, hold on about that Maguire thing. Hey, he almost had a stinker. He almost had a stinker. Bro, did you see that chance McKenna had? The one with the purple,
West McKenna, yeah.
Oh, the Aquafresh head.
Did you see what Maguire did on that chance, bro? The ball went right past him, bro.
Yeah.
If my guy puts that away, we all know what was gonna happen.
I think if Weston McKennie had scored with 20 minutes on the clock, maybe it would have forced something out of England just to come and play football a little bit. Like it was just
our midfield was destroyed, bro. That game,
there was nothing in the midfield. And credit to USA because I think obviously it was Thanksgiving. They're already on it, blah blah blah. The only thing annoys me about USA that they celebrate this like as a victory. I'm like,
bro, we've never beaten them in a World Cup, bro.
It is a victory.
We've never beaten them in a World Cup, bro.
Look, personally, okay, let me just read some of the comments and explain my point here. C1 says Tyler Adams, Musa and McKennie cooked the midfield that Bowley wants to buy. Absolute disgrace. Rice, Bellingham, and Mount. What a midfield. SW6 says, have to give USA credit. They moved to England, but this is the kind of game that still Southgate's very too safe. I mean, do you guys think they moved to England? Like, personally, I think this USA side is really poor. Like, really, really poor. We were speaking about the North American.
Oh, no.
They finished third in the qualifications for that. Ladies and gentlemen, they started this game with John Sargent up front. Yeah, or was it the last game to start with John Sargent? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think Sargent came on this game, but yeah, he still plays.
Yeah, no. Oscar, I agree with you. They're poor.
Is a meaty side, and England were terrible. This idea that USA made them look bad, no, USA are crap, and so are England. They were the same level, like they were mid. USA had that one chance with Weston McKennie. Pulisic hit the bar from like a shot, which was not even a chance really. England created absolutely nothing but one chance for Harry Kane. Like,
Ain't that credit to USA though? Like for me, I had to open a window. Like I couldn't. Like for me, like there was a period of the game where England just weren't getting on the ball. Like we couldn't keep.
But this is
like,
England, though. Don't you just think that's England?
And then at the same time, every time England, I just felt like they were just running into their defenders. Every time England got into the box, there was 2 to 3 USA men on that player, and they just ran into them. Bro. Not looking for the pass, not looking for anything to cut through. Like, but I will say that USA at points, the USA were on England. Like they were having corners. Like
what's corners, though, Robin? What's corners?
I'm saying like, but they're shooting, and then England have to force themselves into a corner. So I'm giving some credit to the USA.
Bro, we were trash, bro.
Endo saying now, Oscar, USA moved to England. You're sounding bitter. They sat on England for a good season. The reason for me, this is not about. It's not about being bitter towards USA or whatever. The reason I'm saying that England were trash is because I think if England played this way, look at the teams in this tournament that we don't rate. Yeah, look at the Germany team that's been meaty. Look at the Netherlands team that's been meaty. Look at Ecuador, Senegal, Serbia. Any of these teams would have put England in a spliff that day. Any of those teams I just named would have put England in a spliff that Morocco that turned up against Belgium, if they played England, they would have bopped England. England were trash, bro. England were trash. And I don't understand how Southgate is gonna rock up with another opportunity to play again tomorrow. And I'm hearing he wants to play Jordan Henderson in midfield instead of Bellingham. I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick.
Oscar, you see this thing, yeah? See how we played on when was it? Was it Friday, yeah? And by the way, I was wrong about Argentina. If they finish second, they get France. Well, if we play like this, we're going out of the quarterfinals to France.
But forget quarterfinals. Who would England play in the round of 16?
It would be either Senegal or...
If England play how they played against USA, they don't beat Senegal. They might
the Dutch.
They might beat them on...
I think...
Go on.
Oh, Adrian,
Adrian, bro. What happened, bro?
I don't know.
The thing is that
what? No, I was saying, but I think part of the reason as to why England was so bad.
What's going on?
Hey, Adrian got taken, blood. Hey,
AD's been raptured. What's going on? Endo said, "Yeah, I hear you. I never really felt like USA were going to score at any point. That's how I felt, bro. And I don't look at this USA performance and think, oh, USA played really well. They're now going to go and beat Iran, and Iran, they're now going to go and advance to the next round. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think USA were good. Like they did all right, but England were terrible."
The thing is, I was going to say this. I don't mind Henderson playing tomorrow. Only reason is because it's Wales, and Wales have been shockingly bad, and I don't think Wales are going to beat England by 4 goals. That's what they need to do to get through. But yeah.
But then, in that sense, why don't you take a gamble and see what this team looks like with Phil Foden starting?
Because it's not about personnel. Adrian, it's not about personnel. In the last Euros, Phil Foden started and we all were screaming.
He's playing wing though.
He played on the wing. We begged for Jack Grealish to come in. What did you think Mount for Foden changes the complexion of the game? I don't think it does. I think it's more on the manager than it is on the personnel. Shout out to Lola. She says the argument for not even bringing on Foden was disgusting from that fool of a coach. Yeah, his argument of Foden doesn't play there for his club, it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. We've seen so many players play on the opposite places for their clubs and play in that position for England. When was the last time Mason Mount played in the 8 for Chelsea? But he's playing there for England. If we're playing a back 5, he's going to play Walker right centre back. Does Walker play right centre back for Manchester City? No, but he'll play him there.
I've just come to the realization this guy has his non-negotiables. He has his favourites, bruv. So I leave it at that, bruv.
Clearly, and I don't have issues with you having your favourites, but bro, put up a team that can create a chance. if they're not playing well, then you got to ditch your favourites and go for someone more
you bought on Rashford. He's not known for creating. He's about running at players.
He's playing Rashford on the right wing.
You bought on Henderson. He's not known for creating. All you know, he's a press master, whatever the tactical thing is called. Who else did he bring on?
I'll be honest. I think that's a good sub personally.
Oh, yeah, of course you do.
Grealish.
Yeah, but he didn't create any. I said Henderson.
Before Henderson came on. What?
Yeah, go on.
I'm not saying that before Henderson came on, England couldn't get a touch of the ball.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Henderson kind of helped. I won't deny that. But boy, it is. It's not looking good, bro.
It's not looking good, man.
We went from looking like, oh yeah, maybe we could get a little semi-final run to now it's like, bro, we'll be lucky to make it to the quarters. Assad said it's no coincidence that every time Jack Grealish comes on, England look more threatening. He needs to be a permanent starter. Take that jerk chicken Werner out. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Yo. Is he talking about
That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card.
Yo. SW6 says I would have put Trent on in that game. At least he would correct. Look, let me tell you something. Kieran Trippier has had a stinky tournament.
Yeah.
Even in the first game, England are scoring 6 goals. You're still looking meaty. How are you looking meaty when your team's winning 6-2? But then in this game, Trippier was terrible. He was terrible. Assad has picked his own team.
Don't look at me like I owe you anything.
Yeah, Assad is saying, look, his team would go Pickford, Trent, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Bellingham, Foden, Saka, Grealish.
Hey, that midfield's looking a bit light though. Won't lie to you still. I know it's Wales and that. I know it's Wales.
Does it need to be heavy double cream to beat Wales?
I don't know.
Who
knows, bro?
Can it be a light yogurt?
I don't know with this England team. Do I?
Let it be a young Muller light. It doesn't need to be heavy. But yeah, no, you're right though. You're right. This England team, bro, they're gonna let you down regardless of who they play. Baraka said England to me didn't look threatening at all throughout the games. I guess.
Yo, can we still go out or are we safe?
There's
we can only go out if Wales score 4 goals. So they have to win the game by 4 goals for us to go out.
So how do we top the group?
Even if they win by 4, doesn't then like Iran have to win as well?
Yeah. So for example, imagine Iran wins, or or even the US wins.
Yeah, because if Wales win by 4 and USA and Iran draw, England are still going through.
Yeah, England are still going through.
It's basically impossible for England to get knocked out of this group. Like England are going through. Whether they finish top or second is down to them. A win tomorrow, which I think England will get. I think it will be a win. But personally, if you ask me, I might have England on the second screen tomorrow. I might have USA versus Iran.
The politics.
That game, politically and poised for who's going to go through, that game is going to be sensational. It's all on the line. It is all on the line. And you saw when these guys scored against Wales, the way they celebrated on the pitch, the way it meant so much to them. This is what the World Cup is all about. Like it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big game. Footy Agenda says, would you look at that? No Panama and Harry Kane looking mid. Look, don't be surprised if Harry Kane tries to stat pad against Wales, man. This guy is criminal, man. He's criminal.
Grab like a young brace.
Either way, Sterling and Mount can't start. I feel like I've been saying that all season. Harold Kane, my agenda continues. Yeah, so we've basically spoken about every single team in the World Cup.
Wow, how did you do that? That's quite quick.
We've gone through all the groups.
We've gone through all the groups, my guy.
Hey, you're done, no?
Then team of the week. This team of the week.
Hey?
I think team of the week is very very easy. It's very on the new. It's very on the nose. Ladies and gentlemen, who's your team of the week?
It's between France and Spain. Because that Spain victory still sticks into my head.
Spain?
You can't give
when
it
they
to
won
Spain,
7-0.
Spain are not even top. They're not even through. These teams have advanced to the next round.
Yeah, but would you give it to Brazil?
Yeah. Why? I'd give it to Brazil before I give it to Spain.
Good.
What, who
Are you seeing this freeze frame of David?
What's going on there?
It's like he's
Alright, he's been taken.
Done him dirty, man. Let me allow him. He said his wife. It did him dirty, man. He'll come back.
Oh, but yeah, team of the week is France for me.
Yeah, I thought for SW6 is dying. Yeah, for me it's France. I think they looked the most dominant. They look like the team that have shown me that they want to win it. You know what I mean? They've just been serious. I think he was about to sneeze there. I think maybe the sneeze happened and that's what cut off the Wi-Fi. We just got left with that. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, France. Adrian, you got a different suggestion for team of the week? Maybe perhaps a team maybe a young Ecuador. No.
Young Ecuador. No, I guess France have done the thing, innit?
Yeah, man. Shout out to France. Shout out to Portugal. Shout out to Brazil. Shout out to all the teams on 6 points. It could have been any one of you, but we're giving it to France. Player of the week.
Who's been sensational so far?
I think for me,
Valencia.
Yeah, man. It's got to be Enna Valencia. Do you know what I mean? We were talking before the tournament. Everyone was giving out there who's going to be player of the tournament, who's going to be the dark horse, who's going to be the... Bro, nobody saw Enna Valencia being one of the top goal scorers alongside Kylian and Mbappe. Ain't nobody saw that. Big up David.
He loves the World Cup, don't he?
Yeah, man. David, who would you say has been player of the week? Well, I guess this question is basically player of the tournament so far, isn't it? That's basically what we're asking.
It has to be Kylian still.
Kylian over Enna Valencia?
How many goals has he scored?
They both scored 3.
To Valencia, bro.
Yeah, Enna Valencia for me. Happy about that.
Yeah, SW6 says Mbappe. We know your agenda, SW6. We know you're trying to push that best player in the world.
But he's gonna go out anyway. Let him have his moment, bro.
Who's gonna? Oh yeah, Enna Valencia, man.
Have his time in the sun.
Yeah.
Let him have his moment, man. He opened the World Cup with 3 goals.
One got ruled out for some dodgy
offside. Yeah, it's a big up here, man. Big up here.
That shouldn't be offside, but hey ho.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal of the week.
Oh, this is a tough one.
What's my man? Argentina, the second one.
Enzo Fernandez.
That one. Ocho got buried. Ochoa, whatever his name is. Bruv, he's been about for a minute, bruv. Every World Cup I see him, bruv.
Kudus' goal today, was it a banger? Ghana, was it a serious banger?
Very good goal.
I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. Oh, maybe he's talking about player of the week. I don't know.
But for me, I'm still thinking about it because it was fantastic. Richarlison.
It has to be Richarlison.
Richarlison's goal was sensational. Yeah, and I'm thinking about all the goals that I've seen this week. And that pretty much has been a...
I think Messi's goal was my favorite moment. Messi's got that moment for Messi was special. It was that goal where it's just like, yo, chips are down. It's looking like Argentina are going to fumble again. He pulls up and he smashes it home. Like David was saying, the atmosphere in the stadium was insane. That was amazing. But for me, if we're doing goal, the goal has got to be Richarlison. I agree with 30 agendas. SW6 says Abubakar or Richarlison, man.
All right, I'll agree with you, man. Whichever one you lot pick.
Even that, even that Saudi Arabia goal, the second one.
What? Yeah.
Banger.
You want to talk top bins?
Yes.
That was special. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm convinced we're going to see more bangers this week. I'm convinced. Endo said Abubakar's goal was dirty, but it's got to be that pagan Rich Arlison is what we're going to call him. Rich Arlison, my guy. 1 week coach driver, next week scoring for Brazil in the World Cup, man. Sensational. Lastly, before we close, I'm sure we've got a few contenders. But David, who's that?
So we can start off with the gentleman who was in charge of the lights during the Portugal-Uruguay game. I don't know who told you to turn off the lights just before after. The guy turned off the lights to
The
do
guy
the light.
turned off the lights. You don't see
To
it.
do the light.
What? Why did I miss this? When did this happen?
Bro, this is during the first half. At the end of the
First half, just before the first half ended, he turned the lights off.
He turned the lights off, bro. He got too gassed, yeah, to do the light show that they do during halftime at the top. He turned. Hey, so whoever that is, hey, you're not that guy. He's such a stinker, bro.
Oh, do you know who's not that guy? I got a quick one, yeah. When Wales lost to Iran, yeah, they had one.
No.
They had
God.
They had one reporter outside the ground, yeah, and he's trying to get an interview with Welsh fans, and he goes up to one Welsh fan. He goes, "Thoughts on the win?" And the guy says, "We lost." Oh, it was horrible, man. Baraka says, "Not that guy. US men's national team admin. Do you not know what these men did?"
Oh, we know what they did, bruv. Go on,
I don't know what they did. I did not see it. What did they do?
David, talk us through it.
So basically, obviously, we know what's going on in Iran, yeah, with the women and that still. So, in solidarity with the Iranian women, the Americans, so to preview their game that's coming up, they decided to rub out the emblem. Is that what's on the flag?
I don't know what it is.
Well,
that's why I don't actually know what it is now.
I think they took up the emblem on the thing, on the white color bit.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And so that's caused bare wahala, bro.
I'm trying to read the BBC thing to see what the actual flag represents.
Oh, but speaking of Americans / Germans, another person I remember this week, unless you're going to mention them, is it Jurgen Klinsmann?
Go on.
He's had a stinker.
He's had a stinker.
Nah.
What you saying no?
Go on.
I disagree, man. I disagree. I'm with Jurgen on this one.
I can't. He's had a stinker. No apology.
Explain why he's had a stinker.
So he's commented on the whole political situation, blah blah blah. I can't remember what his words are in full, but he was on the lines of like doesn't matter, just going to football. Them not doing anything, like not singing national anthem was pretty much a disgrace. And then literally the manager, I can't remember full down. You can add to it.
I'm looking, man.
But then the manager of Iran, Carlos, I can't remember his second name, is on Twitter. So he literally just said he called him out on everything that he needs, on what he's done and all that stuff. And said, you know what? We are a forgiving nation. We will allow you to come to the dressing room, blah, 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 blah. But before you do that, you must quit all your ties with one of your organizations. I think Sancho with Qatar. But yeah, it's just a whole
okay. He's actually had the stinker. Here's what he said, yeah. About them badgering the referees. You know how every country does it, isn't it?
And it was about the cheating and all that stuff. Yeah.
So he's gone, this is what he's actually said. That's their culture, that's their way of doing it. That's why Carlos Queiroz fits well with the Iranian national team. He struggled in South America, failed to qualify with Colombia, then failed to qualify with Egypt as well. Just before the World Cup, he went back and guided Iran, where he worked for a long time. This is not by coincidence. It is all purposely. It is part of their culture and how they play. They work the referee perfectly. And so,
You see,
it's a stinker, bruv.
I saw that clip, and I'm just thinking, bro, he's clearly talking about the culture of the team. He's not talking about the culture of the flag.
Big man.
I mean, the culture of the country.
From what he said there, every country badges the Italians back in the day. Everyone does
but that's part of their culture, like the football culture, no?
Which other countries have you not seen do that? And as he mentioned,
bro, there's some, like you just said, you just mentioned the Italians. Why'd you mention the Italians? Because every 5 minutes, Italians are going up to the ref and doing.
But we know it.
That's how they are. It's their culture.
But you don't call it out like, come on, bro. We never called it out like the way
if you're talking about the culture of a nation and you're saying their nation is about cheating and badgering, I completely understand the offense there. But when I heard him say it, because I saw the clip that was going around Twitter, I thought he was talking about the team, the culture of the team. I was like, well, you can say the culture of the team is like they badger the referee. Is that wrong to say?
Nah, listen, bro, stinker.
I feel like we spoke about that on the pod a lot. I remember for example, a Jose Mourinho team. That's what Jose Mourinho tells his team to do. Jose Mourinho tells the players, go up to the referee, beg for every free kick, annoy the referee. That's a tactic. So when he said this about Iran, I was like, fair enough. That's what them man are on. But if they took offense, clearly there's something deeper there. I know he managed the USA, and then there's beef there. So I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much.
Another person that's not that guy, I would say, I can't remember who the players, but the one that Kylian made him fall on the floor when he didn't even have the ball.
Oh,
the dummy.
Oh,
no. He had a stinker. He's not that guy.
Is he not? Come on, he's just doing his job, man.
I was like,
you mark Mbappe about that guy.
Bro, the guy was like 5 yards away and he fell over, bro.
Bro, Mbappe dropped the shoulder on him.
Man,
Mbappe dropped the shoulder on him. What do you need to do?
Now another one who gets it. We need to add a couple more. Here is this statement he made before they lost. Yeah, he said, "I'm not comfortable talking about it because I'm here to play football first and foremost. I'm not here to send a political message. People are better placed for that. I wanted to wear the armband, but I didn't want to start the match with a yellow card. It would have been annoying for the rest of the tournament. Do it again, maybe I would have won it." What else did he say? And then on top of that, his friend apparently goes and says, they asked him, can you win the World Cup? And they said, nah, we're too old, bro. And they've gone and had a stinker and they've lost to Morocco. Eden Hazard, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. You're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, bruv.
Hey, add Courtois in there. Add Courtois.
Oh, you had a stinker from that free kick. You're not that guy, bruv.
Hey, Belgium as a whole, man.
No, and first of all, even Wales, bruv. You're not that guy. How are you losing to Iran, bruv? I don't give a damn.
Iran are a good team.
Big man. This is your first World Cup, and this is how you lot go out, yeah? Hold tight, you, man.
Iran are gonna do USA.
No. It's Oscar. It's the manner that they lost the game. It's not even that Iran. Bro, they scored in injury time.
Do you know who's not that guy?
Who else?
Wayne Hennessy is not that guy.
He's not that guy. What are you thinking?
That guy was sipping Henny before the game. What was he thinking?
He was on Hennessy.
Guy's a criminal. That's criminal.
You must listen to like a Snap Capone freaking mixtape.
Stop rapping and reoffended. That's insane. Like there was no reason to do that. No need.
God.
No need.
I can't
Man
believe
came
what
out
I
with his
saw.
knee. Came out with a knee to the jaw and said, you play on. What do you mean play on?
Man.
He's 6'6", he's blonde. He might as well have been Tess from WWF.
Oh, gosh.
Give me the big boot.
Yeah,
Give me the big boot like Tess.
I've got a retrospective one, though.
Go on.
When a crime is so egregious...
Hey! Nah. He's not that guy, bruv. I've just...
It's criminal.
Well, you watched
man just did a Samoa Joe. Bro, I didn't see it, bro. You just did a Samoa Joe, bro. Hey, blood.
Wayne Hennessy, get out of here. That's your last World Cup appearance. Your first and last. Get out of it.
Also, do you remember when he said, remember when he done a Nazi salute in a photo and then he got away with it because he said he didn't know who Hitler was?
Absolutely.
He's a loose cannon. I've got a retrospective one, though.
Go on.
You know when a crime is so egregious, it transcends time. This atrocity was done almost 2 decades ago, but it's been brought to light now. So Joe Cole was talking about the whole Phil Foden thing, and then Joe Cole must have said, "You know what? I completely understand how Phil Foden feels. Back in Euro 2004." when we were playing Portugal, we got knocked out by Portugal. This particular gentleman thought it was appropriate to take off Paul Scholes, who was playing left midfield, by the way, and bring on Philip Neville, leaving Joe Cole on the bench. We ended up losing by penalties that day. So this guy was born on the 5th of February, 1948.
Dang.
He started his career at Torsby IF. You know what? People talk about people like Trent Alexander-Arnold, redefining right-back games. But for a right-back, he's got 23 goals in 109 games, which is actually, it's pretty healthy going. So this guy, he's not necessarily known for his footballing career. He's mostly known for his management career. And you've seen him have stints back in his homeland of Sweden. He's also managed Benfica, Roma, Fiorentina, Benfica, Sampdoria, Lazio, before he managed the England national team from 2001 to 2006.
Damn.
Now, what I heard from Joe Cole, this is a criminal offense. Do you know what this man done? And then for years, I was blaming Darius Vassell for missing the penalty when the blood was on this man's hands. He took off Paul Scholes to play Phil Neville left wing, and he left Joe Cole on the bench. Sven-Göran Eriksson, you're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out. My was probably too busy flirting with Erica Johnson.
And do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? Was that 2004? Yeah.
I couldn't believe what 2004.
Bro,
I couldn't believe what I heard.
We were too young to understand football back then, bro. If we had dipped what had just happened, if we had dipped what substitution just made, oh my, I would be fuming.
He's lucky there was no Twitter.
Oh my.
He would have got sacked that day.
He would have been flogged. Because the thing about Twitter, is that thoughts they spread quicker. Somebody could say, "Oh, Foden should be playing," and then everybody sees the tweet, and it travels like wildfire. There was probably one guy in his living room thinking, "Why the hell is Phil Neville coming on?" It didn't travel.
No, it did translate. Yeah,
the thought didn't travel
it was so wild. Guess what? Gary Neville was sat next to Joe Cole in the studio, and then do you know what Gary Neville said to Joe Cole?
He said,
"My Phil? He was playing. That's how bamboozled he was. That's how mind-boggling it was. He was on the pitch playing, and he didn't even realize where his brother was playing.
You know what? You didn't even mention that Joe Cole mentioned in that clip. Joe Cole says Portugal were playing Deco at right back. So they had a player. They had a midfielder playing right back. So Joe Cole was like, "Look, if he brings me on here, I could go at Deco, bro. Deco's not used to defending. He's not a defender. He brings on Philip Neville.
This is a stinker of the highest order, bro.
Nah, bro. SW6, I heard it for the first time after the England game. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I'll send you the clip. It's dumb.
This is a stinker of the highest level, bro.
It's dumb.
And he managed another tournament after this. Like England. He was allowed.
England.
Retrospective Hall of Fame. I don't give a that is egregious.
Yeah, we got to put it. Yeah, bro.
It could have cost us the tournament. Because what? Who did Portugal get in the semis and then Greece in the finals? He's got blood on his hands. He's a murderer.
Yeah,
he's a murderer.
But ladies and gentlemen, this World Cup has been non-stop action, and there's more non-stop action to come. So we'll be back next week with another episode. By the way, by the time maybe next week Monday might not even be the best time to do a pod because there's literally a round of 16 game on at the same time.
Guys, before we head off, I've just seen something. Apparently, Juventus's board of directors have all resigned.
Yeah, what does this mean?
One big thing.
Sort of
I'm just seeing this now. I don't know what this means, but it just means everyone, all the boards of the Agnelli family, have just quit Juventus. I don't know what's going on here. I'll watch Get Back to You. SW6.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm not surprised Nedved is at the front of this. He stole the Ballon d'Or from Thierry Henry, so he can steal anything. I'm not surprised. Criminal.
So the entire Juventus board,
I would have said, you know what?
I think they're under investigation for fraud again.
Footage agenda says,
So,
yeah.
so listen to this, guys. Listen to this. The entire Juventus board, including the president, Andrea Agnelli, has resigned. The news that's coming out. Remember when Juventus were under investigation, like a couple years ago, or like a year ago, and all that stuff, for like some fraud? The rumor is that the board did not declare 216 million euros in losses, and that is what is coming out.
Lord have mercy.
Damn.
Who's good that plays for Juventus? Who's good? Let me have him.
No wonder they went to get Ronaldo off the books. This is insane.
Pog back, boys.
Hey, bring Pog to the bridge, man. Bring him here. I'll take it.
Pog was going to go down his wasted career, you know? Waste of a career.
Man, he might do.
Yeah, man.
Pogba should be the best midfielder on the planet today.
But anyway, Pogba has a World Cup to his name, so
True.
not that wasted. Not that wasted. Assad says, "Give me Chiesa." I'm sure people will be looking at him. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for rocking with us. We'll be back next week after some
Next
more.
week we'll probably hear more about the Juventus situation if they still exist. We'll bring it to you.
Who knows? Who knows?
No, guys. They paid match officials and they won the league that year. This is the bentest cut. I need Peter to do like a 15-minute monologue. They guys, you know what they did? They fixed football matches. Like it's mind-boggling. I don't think you guys understand what quadruple is. They got relegated. Like that league title got erased from their history. It's the bentest thing in history.
Ben. Yeah, where's bro? Peter will be back next week. We need Peter to discuss this because what the hell is that?
That's what Peter's on a hammock in the Galapagos Islands. Now, Peter, we need you, man.
He's enjoying life, bruv.
He's enjoying life.
Juventus.
But yeah, keep it locked. Thank you so much for sticking around. Still, if you're still watching, please like the video on your way out. But we will see you next week. And yeah, peace.
Peace.